Welcome back, everyone. If you're stuck inside of this snowy weekend, you may be binge watching the popular and controversial new Netflix documentary, Making a Murderer. Dan, I'm trying to catch up with you. I just finished episode 3 last night.
Yeah, my wife and I binge watched over the holidays. For the first time since the documentary came out, the man at the center of the case, the convicted murderer Stephen Avery, he's speaking out. And this morning, we're going to tell you what he's saying and what I saw when I went to Wisconsin to take a look at this case. In a new letter to our ABC station in Milwaukee, Stephen Avery, the convicted killer at the heart of the new Netflix documentary series Making a Murderer, writes, "The real killer is still out there. Who is he stalking now?" Much of the 3-page letter is a response to an interview that Avery's ex-girlfriend gave to HLN, in which she turns on the man she once defended.
What do you want people to know?
The truth,
Which is?
what a monster he is, and he's not innocent.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty.
Avery was convicted in 2007 of killing 25-year-old Teresa Halbach. The documentary raises questions about whether Avery may have been framed by local law enforcement officials who he was suing at the time because they had put him in prison for 18 years for a rape he didn't commit. He was later exonerated by DNA evidence. We're now at the Avery family salvage yard. I recently went to Wisconsin to investigate the case. I met the former prosecutor who sent Avery to prison, Ken Kratz, who says he's now being bombarded by online threats.
Just examples upon examples of what I'd refer to as cyberbullying.
I also met Avery's former defense attorney, Dean Strang, whose emotional and eloquent defense of Avery has made him a sort of digital age folk hero. Sitting here today, all these years later, do you still believe that the department or members of the department framed Stephen Avery?
I'm still left with real reasons to suspect that.
One of the local sheriff's deputies who Strang accused of possibly planting evidence, Lieutenant Andrew Colburn, recently spoke out for the first time since the documentary. Quote, "You know, all these allegations against myself and our agency are totally false. Be careful what you wish for. If Stephen Avery is ever freed, he may just become your neighbor." Interestingly, I also had a chance to sit down with the two women who made Making a Murderer, and they say they've spoken to Stephen Avery several times on the phone since the documentary came out. They tell me prison officials have not allowed him to see the series. They also say they're recording more conversations with him for a possible sequel.
And he hasn't been able to speak to anyone outside of the prison as of
Only
now.
to family members and to these filmmakers, so he has very limited communications.
I think it's so fascinating that it's really just captured the attention of America.
Dan Abrams, our legal analyst, says he believes that not since OJ have so many Americans been talking about one criminal case.
Probably started with Serial, the podcast, too. I think we're just so fascinated by that.